We thoroughly test stuff for months. We are not going to release a product, put something out that I or us we wouldn't wear ourselves.
What's up, everybody? My name's Aaron. You guys know Jake and Zach. I'm kind of like the third wheel here. They brought me in to help with this whole project, finding patterns, sourcing materials, getting the fitment right, and helping them with the R&D phase. So I have a factory overseas, so all the stuff is made overseas. The reason why I make it overseas is to hit a certain price point. The factory that we're using to stitch all this stuff together is RAP approved, and it's a LWG factory. We don't have much leather in this line yet. It will come soon. That's where the LWG certificate comes in. But the RAP certificate basically means that there's no one under 18 that works on our factory floor or within our walls at all. That's the main reason why I manufacture overseas for 100 brands. Is because of the certificates that we have. For instance, this canvas that we have in front of us, I used to make made in USA motorcycle gear and work gear, and I was having to import canvas from other parts of the world to then get it manufactured in the US, and that drove the price up way too high. There were some canvas jackets like this that I was having to sell for $800 retail. So to bypass all of that, I'm sourcing all this canvas from one of the top canvas producers in the world in Lahore, Pakistan, and it's all getting cut there. But to keep the price where it's affordable for everybody, everything got moved to my stitching unit. So we're only 30 minutes away from picking up the canvas from the waxing unit to bring it over to the cut factory and the stitching unit all under one roof. So that's the reason, that's the only way we can hit these certain price points, is to keep everything in a localized unit, and give it to you guys at an affordable price so everybody can get it and beat it up just as well as this one. The main, I guess, meat and potatoes of this line is to make a better fitting workwear. These guys, along with myself and quite a few of our other friends, have been stuck buying ill-fitting workwear for years. I'm sure you guys have been to the store before and found a jacket that you are absolutely in love with, but it fits you like SpongeBob SquarePants. That's kind of my reference to all this stuff. So we wanted to make something that fit better, that functioned, that you could beat up in the field and wear out at night and not look like a complete bum sometimes. So there's a little bit of fashion involved. There's a lot of pattern making into this and scaling the patterns the right way. And during the past couple months, we've basically been in a testing phase. So a lot of the materials that you guys have seen online are, they're leftover materials from other bigger projects that I've had. Some of the stuff I use in the motorcycle industry, some of this stuff I actually use in the furniture industry. So it's kind of finding its way into pieces that we think can function well outside in the elements. And some of the pieces that we've tested, we know that we're not going to continue in the line. And there's new stuff that I've brought in from my last sourcing trip that is going to be the future part of this line. So in this process right here, we've been getting a lot of questions online, a lot of phone calls about fitment. So we're going to try to answer a couple of the questions through the social media.
One of the most predominant questions we've been getting is, how do they fit? Do they fit true to size? Do they run small? Do they run big? I am 5'10", 180. I wear a medium in Carhartt, sometimes a large. It depends. The only reason I would wear a large is for the sleeve length. When I wear a large in a Carhartt, the sleeve length is perfect, but then I have like 4 or 5 inches of loose material in the middle. Same with Dickies. In our brand, I wear a medium in most everything, but I can also wear a large if we want to layer with a hoodie or a flannel and a thermal underneath it. But most everything that we make is going to be true to size. We just run more tailored. That's why all of our products, all of our jackets, we put an action back on it, so you get an extra 2 inches of movement before the jacket is going to rise up. Anywhere you move your arm while you're wearing this isn't going to suck up like you're used to.
It's those kind of tailor allowances and fitment issues that we've tried to look at other brands, what they've done wrong, and how we can improve on them. And then, like I said, using the right fabrics for the right season. The first steps of this has been, oh, I want this and I want that, or let's make this, and that's been the fun part. But now it's time to start actually building the collection together. We're seeing a response. I did see a question about, do you guys make a tall size? We are getting ready to release some pants with a longer length. I do make tall jackets for other brands. We haven't got to that point with this brand yet. We're getting ready to go to a couple trade shows and see what the response is from some national buyers. So if there is a call for adding taller pieces to it, we will do that. We just have to, like anything else, there's factory minimums. So we have to buy these fabrics ahead of time, figure out how to plan them out, and then put them on the factory floor. So there's 10 steps just to make one single shirt right here. And this is, like I said, it's a new project. We're in the planning phase, and we're just kind of seeing where it's going. So what other questions do we have?
Do you guys really weld in these, Zach?
We don't weld every day like we used to, but the days we do weld, it's been cold out, and we've welded in it, I'd say, I don't know, 5 to 6 times, and haven't had any issues, no burn throughs. Yes, it's gonna burn the fabric, but it won't burn through it. It just sits on top and, it just falls off once it cools, but it hasn't burnt through, and it's not FR rated. That was another question people commented, but it's held up really, really well.
Yeah, and we can do that. We can add FR shirts, yeah, FR jackets. We just have to plan it out and see what the response is.
Yeah, it's hard, trying to hit a certain market, and then if we need to do FR, it's also a different market. So
yeah, there's different certificates.
We're definitely growing. It's it'll take steps to get there.
Yeah, of course we want to go from 0 to 100, but we've got to figure out what the market is. There's been items in here that we've been in love with that haven't taken off compared to other items, so we kind of have to let the public speak and kind of direct where the brand needs to go. What else we got?
Which one of your liners would you say is the warmest? When we built and designed this line, workwear, the most annoying thing for Zach and I is when you have a jacket on and the first 2 minutes you start working in it, it's too hot to wear it, so you end up taking it off, then you're freezing cold and you put it back on and off. So we did not put much effort into doing insulating or anything. Most all of our liners are either a quilted nylon or we have some flannel line. Now it is a jacket, it's going to keep you warm, but we built them to where you can layer, because when I'm wearing the jacket, we're sliding 2x4s across the shoulder, or we're carrying steel or grinding. That's what we're wearing the jacket to protect us from. So I'd rather undo a flannel and put my jacket back on than have to take it on, off. But we have gotten a lot of questions and a lot of calls from guys up in the Northeast and in the Midwest that want more of a winter jacket or something that they can wear in colder climates. So we have been looking, and Aaron just brought us some fresh patterns with more of an insulation into it, and we can definitely make more of a cold weather option.
With that being said, it's been in the teens here the last few days, and we've worn our jackets out early in the morning, and they've kept us warm. I know a lot of places are colder than here, and we're in Charlotte, North Carolina, so but they've held up great for temperature-wise here.
Yeah,
in this location.
The canvas that we have in the line, especially the wax canvas, is going to block all the wind. Currently, we only have a 40-gram fill inside of it. But as far as the flannel lined options, all we're going to use is 100% cotton flannel, and that's breathable and it's warm. As we build the line, we will definitely make a cold weather jacket, and then we are already looking into doing 4-season items as well. So we have some breathable fabrics that we can start using as well. But yeah, that's there's a lot of different layers that we can put in here. Like Jake said, this stuff is kind of planned out. If you're working on a job site, you're going to wear a t-shirt, your thermal, your flannel, and your jacket. So you're going to be taking stuff on and off all day long.
do you have any plans on making this in black wax canvas or any black jackets? That's probably the most popular question that we have gotten so far. And to answer it, yes. We have numerous items that we are going to end up producing in black. We wanted to start with more of the common colors that everybody has worn first, because we knew black is going to be the easiest. It also happens to be one of the hardest to source, but we have black canvas that is going into production. We have black in an anorak for raincoats. We're going back and forth between liners and colors, and like I said, the insulation, different layouts of pockets. Early on we learned that although the buttons look great and they give a good aesthetic to the jacket, they just are not, the rest of the jacket will far outlast the buttons. So moving forward, we went ahead and did things like adding the steel snaps, tougher zippers.
Yeah, a ring snap like this with a brass ring, this is going to last for years and years and years. It's definitely an item that you're going to hand down to the next generation. So using quality zippers and snaps and hardware, that goes a really long way. As far as the black canvas, I know the green jacket was a big hit. So the canvas, I have one guy that makes our canvas, and you have to order months in advance. So all of it comes out raw, and then after it's been woven, then it has to go to batch dye for color, and then I take it to another guy and he waxes it. So there's a step, 3 or 4 steps to get to it before I can get to it and cut patterns. This is hands-on with this whole process, and I use limited amounts of people to keep the quality up, the quality control at the same where I like to have it, so we know we can count on certain people. But black chore jacket is going to be the next thing to hit. The green one just came out. We've got this khaki color that's going to hit too. But yeah, black's going to be in the line very soon.
A lot of these brands that we've been wearing for years, I've been doing this for over 2 decades. Zach and I met when we were 15 years old. I have some work apparel that I bought 20 years ago that I still wear to this day. But with that being said, getting to like the $300 and $400 point is starting to get out of hand, and you are not gonna buy a $400 jacket and go and lay down on the ground and weld overhead, or you're not gonna be walking in between studs and stuff on a job site if you snag yourself and get a tear in your jacket. We wanted to make this affordable for the entire demographic, whether you're just a laborer starting out, you're the foreman, or you're the owner walking into a meeting. And I would much rather you have 3 of our items than 1. So pricing them accordingly, we want to do the best quality, the highest durability at the best price point. That's what separates us from the brands that are more of a fashion line that resembles workwear to an actual line that's built to be worked in.
Fashion fit, but it has the functionality into it. But just like you said, we want to give something that's affordable. Everybody on big job sites goes to the same big box stores to buy the stuff. You show up on the job site, everybody looks the same. It's been the uniform for years. But we wanted to give them the option to spend the same amount of money and have something a little bit different that's actually built to work in the field. And you don't look like everybody else.
I think the only other thing we want to touch on before we release anything, we thoroughly test stuff for months. We are not going to release a product, put something out that we wouldn't wear ourselves. We've been testing the pants to make sure that anything that can happen to these things, whether we're grinding, whether dragging sawdust, clay, washing, drying, shrinking, we are making sure that they are 100%. So it may take us a little longer to bring something out, but I want to make sure that we don't have to have any headaches or issues by the time it's on and available for sale to you, it is the best version of what it became.
Aaron, do you want to talk about the washing and wearing?
Yeah, for sure. So
we get a lot of questions about that.
Yeah. So the wax canvas, you really don't have to do much with this stuff. This stuff is only going to get better with age. Get it dirty, get stains in it, spill coffee on it, it's just going to look better. If it gets overly soiled, Then soak it in a cold bath. Just let it soak out. If any of your canvas pants, you can wash them. I don't recommend that. Canvas pants, the best thing to do with them is take them out in your driveway, hit them with the hose, or let them soak out in a cold bath. If your canvas pants or your canvas single layer shirt ever gets smelly, you've been sweating in it a lot, fold it up, put it in the freezer for the weekend for 2 days, it'll kill the smell. But any of the raw materials, you want to just soak in a cold bath. You don't want to put them with heavy detergent or in a spin cycle or in a dryer. It will, it'll cause fading on them. You don't want to premature fade your shirts or your pants. All of the raw canvases are going to whisker and fade with to the shape of your body. So every jacket's going to give a unique look, especially when we start getting into raw denims in the next season. Any of the other materials, like we're looking at this waterproof, windproof stuff, this is a no-brainer. I mean, just hose it off. You don't ever wash jackets like this anyway. We do have some recycled canvas that we're working on that can be washed and dried because it's already pre-shrunk. But anything, especially as far as the wax stuff, you don't need to throw this in the wash machine or dryer. It's just going to look better with age. So literally just give it hell. So this is, your whisker marks right here. This is what, six months in the field?
Yeah, probably so. I mean,
yeah. Well, this is
one of the first ones we've done.
Yeah,
and then
we had what, three months of planning and then some sampling, and then this was like the first official sample that came in. Flannel lined, the gray wax, and this is starting to soften up like a pair of sweatpants. Yep. These come in, they're really stiff. We're doing some lighter waxes moving forward, not as stiff as this gray one. I think the green one is a little more malleable.
Flexible.
Yeah. These things only look better with age. Buy 2 of them. Keep one nice and clean, and then just beat the hell out of the other one.
But this jacket has never been washed. You can see the little bit of welding, where the welding spatter hit on the arms.
Got some burn marks.
There's no holes in it.
Yeah, beautiful whiskering, and that's what everybody wants. I mean, you want this jacket or the shirt to look like you stole it from some old cowboy, right?